Hi, I'm Varian Brandon, and this is another in the Design Decisions playlist, another of that grouping. Because what we're going to talk about today is cowls. Several years ago, I was doing some work, and I still do some work for yarn companies, and a lot of them requested cowls because they're relatively easy. I mean, when you're not quite sure of the level of your potential customers or students or friends or whatever, or yourself, they wanted a small project, a cowl. In a lot of ways, sometimes the cowls do not have any sort of decreases in increasing shaping. And of course, mine don't. They're all pretty straight, with the exception of there are two exceptions to that. But we'll look at them in just a minute. But before we go over to the other camera and look at the cowls, I'm going to say that there are cowls that are shorter. They come like 8 inches tall, and they kind of come up around your neck, like an oversized turtleneck, maybe. And then there are other ones that are larger that sit around around your shoulders, around your waist. I mean, around your chest. And so there has been some concern with those larger ones, particularly, of seeing the backside of the cowl because of people who just didn't particularly want to see it's like seeing the inside, seeing the petticoat, if you will, or seeing the reverse side. So we'll talk about this one specifically in just a bit, but this is one that I was going to use to demonstrate. This one is pretty simple on the outside, but the inside is like that, and there are some people who don't want to see that, which is, as I said, fine. So I thought I'd kind of go through the way I've kind of gotten around this and how actually I wear these shawls. I've got, this is, I don't know, I'll tell you in a minute what the size is of this one, but this one, it goes around your neck. Well, I don't usually wear it like that. Let's try it the other way with the sort of the heavy stuff at the bottom. There we go. So that you can put it around your neck like this. What I do is, what they don't like is the fact that it kind of turns back on itself, and then you kind of lose all the pretty knitting to see the backside. So what I normally do with these is I'll pull them down kind of over my neck like this. Hopefully I'm not messing this mic up too badly. And then pull it out like that. And you'll see pictures of people when they're showing off these cowls, they'll do that, which I think is kind of funny. But anyway, because I've done it myself. So here you go. So, and then fold that back like this. And then I have, I have a DPN. I have several lovely shawl pins from Jewel, J-U-L, that are just beautiful. One of them has this ram's head on the end of it, and I have no idea where they are. I put them away so that I wouldn't lose them. So of course, as you know that goes, I've lost them. There's someplace in this house. I just don't know where they are. But anyway, DPN works just fine. The DPN goes in here, and then it holds it down. So now you can put a coat, a sweater, or anything either over or under that, and you've got this pop of color, and you can do that as tight or as loose as you want to. You don't see the underside of the stranding, and you can actually see the cowl itself. And if you want to be really sort of trendy, or not trendy, if you really want to be very fashion forward, or I don't care, maybe you look stupid. I sometimes will pop the collar on the inside, depending, so that it also is good if you don't like the wool on the back of your neck. I'll pop the collar a bit so that you get just a little bit. If this was a different color than the shawl, it's not quite that much different. You'll see a little pop of color there inside the shawl that's done. And you can, as I said, you can do this up as tight or as loose as you want. Okay, with that lovely fashion information, because I know you come to this channel for fashion information. So anyway, let's go over, I'm gonna go over to the other camera, and I've got a whole stack, as I said, of cowls. Let's take a look at those and kind of the evolution of those. Interesting. All right, here is, this little one is called Winter's Edge. It was originally done in Windy Valley musk ox, which is one of the softest yarns that there is, fibers that there is. But it is, I I redid it just because that one is with the Windy Valley people. I redid the design in Zelana Air, which is another incredibly soft. It's got brush tail possum in it and that kind of thing. It is, I've got a yardstick up here. Yardstick up here. It's about 29 inches around, about 14 and a half inches wide. It is done, the interesting thing about this one is that, it is done in a 4 and 2 pattern. It's a 6-stitch repeat. So it's 2 of one color and 4 of the next. So 2 of one color and 4 of the next. And it's that way all the way up. 2 of one, 4 of the next, 2 of one and 4 of the next, that way. It's done this, and the way this pattern is developed is it's because of the changing of the colors and actually where you start. Sometimes you'll start with there, and sometimes you would start, halfway in between. But essentially, it is the same pattern all the way around, and it just creates something like this because of the changing of the patterns, changing of the yarn, the colors of the yarn. It is on purpose asymmetrical because I forget whether I wear it. I think I wear it this way, and this is up around your face. The lighter part is up around your face. So, and it's really soft. I mean, it's really soft. This one, as I said, is called Winter's Edge. The next one I was going to show you is one called Stony Branch. And it is, I could do it that way. I don't even know. Yeah, that's right. That way. This is another one that's sort of asymmetrical this way as well. Same sort of thing. This is alpaca. It came from forget the name. It was a small alpaca farm that had yarn, but it could be done in anything. But this is really soft. It is, as I said, Stony Branch. It is about the same size, 14 and a half, so 29 inches around. It is a little heavier. Alpaca's kind of heavy than this one, than the Winter's Edge. But it is done the same way. This one is done in a 4 and also a 4 and 2. Is it a 3 and 2? It's also a 4 and 2, but just slightly differently. Yeah, 4 and 2. So here's 2 and there's 4. Here's 4 and 2 and there's 4. And so that's the same kind of thing. 4 and 2 all the way up, the whole thing 4 and 2. And see, this one is 4 and 2 as well, but just slightly different. This one, the 4 was done sort of twice, and it made made little stones, is what pebbles kind of thing. And so that's what this one is. As I said, Stony Branch. Another real easy one with just the same, with the repeats, and the design in the patterning is done by just changing the color. Okay, it has a little edge on it, what I call the kiss of color, where you cast on in one color and do one round of, in this case, a 2x2. Right? This is a 2x2. Yeah, a 2x2 rib, and then the first round of the brown, in this case, is just knitted, and then after that it's done as a 2x2 rib. And that, what that means is you don't get those pearl blips of color when you change from one color to the other. And by knitting that first round, that helps that. So this is, as I said, Stony Branch, and that's a stone, STONEY, for that one. All right, here comes, this is one that was done, this is part of a set that was done with, oh gosh, I think it's just the Alpaca Company. This is also alpaca. This is called Blue Flame, and I really hate labeling things after the colors because you can always do different colors, but this one is called Blue Flame. It is upside down, but it is also slightly asymmetrical. And again, this pattern is a 3-in-1. Yeah, it's a 3-in-1. This is a 3-in-1 pattern, so that every single one of these things here, with the exception probably of down here, but maybe not, I'm not sure, is all done with 3 stitches of one color and 1 of the next. Usually the one is these sort of orangey colors, terracotta kind of colors. It is more of a gaiter. It is 10.5 inches, half of it, so 21 inches around. It fits up high on your neck. It is, I should be telling you that. It is 7 inches wide this way. I forgot to tell you this. See what this one is. This one is 8, 9. This one is 9. The stony branch is 9 deep. And the winter's edge is 8. The winter's edge is 8. Like that. Okay. So this one is 7. So, but this one is a real nice pop of color. It's great if you've got gradients. This would be a great one for gradients because there are 2 colors of this terracotta color, and then these go from this dark sort of purpley blue to a lighter purple to a blue to a lighter lavender to a pale sort of pinky color in the middle. So that's that. So then I had to do, let's see if I can do this. There we go. That's just something on my screen I need to get rid of. Sorry. This is if you buy one color, one skein of all these colors, you've got a lot of yarn left over from that. So what you can make with those same things is the sister cowl. This one is called Blue Flame Dancing. And it is a little more traditional patterning. It has the traditional, here is some of the border patterns down here. And this one is, where's my X? There's the X there. The X is so big that it kind of forms a circle around the O here. Or maybe the O's become just that little bit there. But anyway, this is an OXO pattern, typical Fair Isle type pattern. This again is the alpaca company Alpaca. This one is Blue Flame Dancing, and this one is Blue Flame. I've taught this for beginning classes because you get a lot of satisfaction out of seeing the colors change, but the stitches that you're doing is exactly the same. So it's easy for beginners to see. You get experience adding new colors. But the chart's very, very simple because it's a 3-in-1, and this one, of course, is a little more complicated with these more traditional Fair Isle type patterning. Okay, now we'll go over here to this one. This one is the one I was showing you earlier. This one is called. Let's see how big this one is. This one is 17, so 34 inches around by 10.25. Probably was supposed to be 10.5, and it's probably shrunk back down again. But anyway, this is called Knight's Banner because, I don't know, something about this reminded me, especially this field, reminded me of those, when you see all those movies with the knights and they all have their tents and everything like that. They're also colorful, so that's kind of what it looks like. They're banners in that. This one is also a repeat, but used different ways. This is a 3-in-2, so this is a 5-stitch repeat, 3-in-2 all the way around. There's your 2, there's your 3, all the way around, and again the kiss of color that we talked about on the what was that one? I don't know what that was. Oh, I guess it was on Stony Branch. Had a kiss of color on the edge. That's one of the ribbing techniques. There's that, and then it just adds a little bit of color on the edge, and then it goes on like that, and then you come in for 3-in-2 up here as well. It sort of reverts itself. I think this becomes then 4-in-1 and then 3-in-2. So you have just 2 sets. This is 3-in-2 all through here, and then right through the up to these 2 rounds are 4-in-2. So they're 2 sets of repeating type things where the color just changes. This is Mountain Colors yarn. It's their weaver's wool, which I don't think they make anymore. So I've got to remake this sample so I can at least call out some wool for that. But it's really nice. It is sort of a slight tonal, as you can kind of see in there. It's a slight, at least that blue, and I think the green is too, a slight tonal. But it's like, and it was part of a set. It started out as gloves. The gloves are actually with the yarn company, but this was a different colorway of the same pattern. These are the mitts, not gloves, but mitts. that comes with it. It has a tag inside. That's what that white is. It's a tag that just tells me that this was Night Spanner Mitts, Mountain Colors, Weaver's Wool, and it was done on a US 4. That's what that thing is. But these are mitts. It's like this again. You have the tonals, that sort of coppery kind of color is all the tonal, which I love. I love the tonals. They're so great. So that's that one, and that's Knight's Banner. Let's see if I can throw all the ones off. And then I got really complicated. And remember we were talking earlier about people not wanting to see the back side. Well, this was an attempt to get around that. This is called shoot, I'm gonna have to, this one is the one I forget. This is not Tegala. This is something else that I forget the name of. I'm gonna have to write it, look it up and put it as a key. I'll put these all as a key. But this is Baah, B-A-A-H yarn. It is one of her sock weights. I'll have to look that one up too. It doesn't say. Okay, anyway. But what she did is she gave me 2 skeins, and I did, what I did is I faced it. I started here. No, I started here. I started down here, worked this way through this pattern. It's not as, it looks really complicated. It's not. The repeat is, here. And it's real symmetrical. Went here, did a purl stitch here, turned it over, and did just a little bit of border here, and then ad infinitum, ad nauseum, whatever, plain stockinette, just plain knitting here. Finished off with another couple of rows there, and then bound it off, and then stitched the 2 edges together. So what you end up with is a cowl like this. This one is about 32, 33, I would say it's 16 and a half, 33 inches long. Again, okay, 33 inches around the circumference of it is. When you put this on, when it falls back, that's what you get, is you get a bit of this color coming back as you have it on. It looks pretty cool. But it's heavier because it's actually two pieces together like that. But it's real nice. This is, as I said, the Baah. I'll put up on all of these what these are made out of. So that's that one. For any of you in the Southeast, I went to Clemson. Can you tell? Okay, there we go. So this is another one. This one is by Mountain Meadow. This is their Cody. I think this is what this one is. I'll have to double check. This one is called Adalor. It's very hard to name these things. I just want to tell you that because it's all the names have been taken up. This one is also 32, 33 inches in circumference. It is 10 inches wide. I don't know whether I told you this one is 7. This one is 7 inches wide. This one is 10 inches wide. This one is another one that I definitely would use a stop shaking. We're going to calm down any second now. Okay. This one I definitely would use a shawl pin with to wear, and it's real soft. This is as I said, this is Cody, I think, from Mountain Meadow. Okay. This one is one that I was telling you that we have some shaping going on. This is a cowl that has got, well, you can tell it. Let's see if I can do it this way. Yeah, you can see that this is shaped. It kind of comes in. It is smaller at the top than it is at the bottom. So this really does fit over your shoulders. This is called Rochelle, and it has a sort of a really large OXO. There's sort of your O and there's your X there. With lots of other these little Peary patterns, some border patterns. I seem to always get this where the 2 come there. It turns, but it looks better on this side. So that's that one. This was part of a set, and it had 2 mitts that went with it like this. So obviously 2 mitts, a set of mitts, let's put it that way, that are really kind of nice because they'll keep warm here. And when you're doing all this thumb work and stuff, you're not having to worry about patterning through that. That's just, it's done solid, which is fine. Did I just find a hole? Oh no, that's just a shadow. Okay, sorry. There we go. This one's Rochelle. This is Louette's Gems. And I don't even know how many colors that is, but it's called, as I said, Rochelle. And I think it's because of what looks kind of like a rose here for rose shell. So that's that one. I have worn this one like over a blue jean shirt with, you know, I don't know, black pants or something like that. It's a real nice kind of feel for that one. And this is, I told you there are two of them that didn't have just straight, with no shaping or no strangeness. This is called no alcohol fortification necessary or something like that. This is why I use this for teaching steeks. So the steek class works completely in the round. You work completely in the round like this, all the way around. And there's a steek in here in between these two. It's actually cut and secured back like that. So you cut open the steek, and so therefore you cut open the cowl. And what we did in this class was we did a crocheted secure on each side like this, and then folded that back, not after we picked up stitches for this rib that worked out that way and also this way. And of course there are buttonholes here. So you wear this around your neck at kind of like a gaiter, and button, don't button the last two, and that kind of opens up over your shoulder. So it's kind of an easy one to put on. You don't have to put it on over your head. But it is, let's see if I can get the full length of this one here. It is 17 inches long with the rib, with the sort of the inch size rib. This is Mountain Colors Weaver's Wool. It was some I had left over. I taught this in a couple of classes. And usually if you take a steeking class from me, well, I have two levels of steeking classes now, but one of the levels of steeking classes you get this pattern. You don't necessarily have to work on it in class, but it is a pattern that you get to take with you so that you can work on, have some instruction. And it's kind of a nice little pattern. I've seen this done in, there's a woman who's in, comes to my retreat, who did this in really sort of pastel colors. And it really looks pretty. She has got, I think it's done with pinks and burgundies, and she wears it with a pink sweater, and it's really quite pretty. So, all right, here's the last one. This is one from Mountain Meadow. If you follow them on Facebook, I think they've got a Facebook page, but you can order this kit. This kit's called Cumulativa, because what they did, she got in touch with me and she said, we're doing some dyeing of a base, which would have been this blue here, the real blue, and we are mixing it, dyeing it on white, and then we're using that to dye it on a lighter shade of gray, and then a medium shade of gray, and then a dark shade of gray. So can you do us a project? And I was really busy, and but I love Karen over there, so I said, sure, I'll do one for you. And the yarn came, and I mean, if you're used to seeing me, I mean, I'm used to doing, all of these colors and things like that. So when this came, I said, oh my gosh, can't you send me one little color? I was looking for an apricot or a hot pink, just to kind of go, in the middle of these things or something like that, just to give it a little bit of oomph, and she said, no, we don't want you to, we really just want you to do those. And I was like, all right, I'll try my best. So I played with it. And this is what I came up with, which I really kind of like, and I'm glad I didn't get the extra color. So thank you, Karen, for not giving me what I asked for. But it starts off with a little kiss of color here and a 1x1 grid, and it's like this is your repeat here. So it's the same thing over and over and over. You're just changing the colors as you go. So it's dark with the base, up to the center part, and then it's the base with the medium, and the base with the medium to the center part. Then it's the base with the light. And then as you get into the middle, you have the light and the dark, the light gray and the dark in the middle, and then you work your way back out again to the real dark. Here you have the real dark on the edges here, and then the edges that really is that base color, that blue storm, I think is the name of that color. So anyway, okay, that's it for my show and tell today. Okay, that's every cowl. I've done a lot of them, can you tell? And there's some years that I just don't want a big old sweater, but I want something sort of warm around my neck. So I'll put on either a lightweight sweater, like a real thin sweater, and put that around my neck, or just want to pop a color. My short jacket is black, so I can put that little pop of color around my neck, and it just keeps everything kind of nice and warm. So there you have it, people. You got any questions about anything? I think most of those patterns are up online if you're interested. I did not do this to sell patterns. I did this to show you sort of the evolution of patterning and kind of how things kind of go. Anyway, I'll be back as soon as I can with another In the Stranded knitting discussion, and whatever else I've got going on. So thanks, guys. You can find me at all the usual places. All the usual places are listed on my website at brandonknittingdesigns.com. So thanks, guys. Bye-bye.